As part of the MJ fan base, can we please stop with the MJ is alive bullshit? Like, people been spreading this shit around since he died in 2009. You don't want to believe that he's gone? Go read Jermaine's book, Michael Through a Brother's Eyes. Once you get to the tail end, near the end of the book, you're not going to be able to think about things the same way ever again. The fact that Jermaine had to sit there and recount how he saw his baby brother lifeless on a gurney. Not just him, but the other siblings. Jackie, Marlon, Randy, Tito, all of them. Ruby, Janet, Latoya especially. They had to sit there and look at their brother lifeless on a gurney. And you guys want to spread the rhetoric that he's not dead? He's been dead for 15 years. 2025 will be 16 years since we lost him. 16 long years. Do you think I want to keep seeing Michael's not dead on my FYP? Now, I did at one point think that he wasn't dead. But I had to get out of that headspace to really sit there and go, okay, he's not coming back. He's not coming back whatsoever. And the confirmation that did it for me was having to hear Jermaine recount how he and the rest of the family had to see Michael lifeless on a gurney. Or the fact that Michael went from 150 pounds, which is a normal weight for a man who's 5'9", 5'10", 150 pounds. He went from 150 pounds down to 139. How does a 50-year-old pop star who's trying to get himself out of the financial shithole he's in go from 150 down to 139? Something wasn't right. And the fact that Michael stood there and told them, hey, I don't feel good. Part of my body is cold, the other part of my body's hot. That didn't tell nobody what was going on besides him being frail. These people looked at Michael like a fucking cash cow. But Michael wanted to leave on his own terms and not be told what to do with his career. And now that he's gone, we have a whole bunch of people saying, oh, Michael's not really dead. He's been dead for 15 years now. Pardon my facial expressions. I just got my teeth fixed. Yesterday, so my speech may be a little off until I get used to having this tooth in. But Michael's not coming back. Michael's children are still grieving. Okay? Conrad Murray had the due diligence to watch Michael. He should have been watching Michael instead of being on his phone talking to a female confidant. Okay, that was his responsibility. When you're not supposed to give anybody propofol outside of the hospital setting. That is for surgical procedures, to put someone under for very serious surgical procedures. Michael was using that for sleep because he wasn't sleeping because he was under shitloads of pressure. Mind you, 2005, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 years prior, he went through a trial. And for 18 months, he could not do anything. No music, no albums, no nothing. And he was in the financial shithole because he was not working. He could not work with the whole goddamn world watching his every move during the trial and after. Okay? If I had known this earlier, if somebody had explained this to us earlier, I would have wanted to see Michael retire, not from just touring, but doing music altogether. The original plan was for Michael to do the 10 shows in London, take a break, do another league of tours, and retire at 55. That was the original plan. The only reason Michael said this is it was to get people sucked in, to really believe, wow, this is going to be the last time he tours. I would have wanted to see him retire. I know he was in financial straits. I know that Jermaine hired Tome, but Tome was a shady individual and Michael did not want anything to do with him. Now, here's my thought process on Neverland, okay? Michael gets acquitted in 2005. He then tells his family, mom, dad, siblings, I don't want anything to do with Neverland. I don't ever want to live in that house ever again after they destroyed my place. Why save Neverland if you know your brother doesn't want to be in there no more? To him, that was tainted. They broke something that was precious to him. He didn't fucking deserve that. And people be on here still, on all different platforms saying, well, why was he hanging with kids? Why did he have kids around him all the time? It's because he never had a childhood. Being around kids made him remember the times that he wished he had interacting and playing like everybody else, like all the other kids did, but he never got a chance to do that. It was always touring. If it wasn't touring, it was doing albums in the studio. If it wasn't that, it was doing interviews for magazines, photo shoots for magazines to get them out there, out in the stratosphere of the pop world in the music industry. That man never had a childhood. He'd always say, I want to go play. I want to, go scrape my knee. No, you have to go to the studio and do this album. Or you have to do this interview for this magazine or this photo shoot. So he was always told what to do, how to do it, when to do it. Never got a break. And in this thought process of mine, this is why he gravitated towards children. Because children don't harm people. They are taught by their loved ones, their moms, dads, aunts, uncles, grandparents, whoever they have in their orbit, to lie, to gain money from someone who is famous like Michael Jackson. The 1993 case was a money grab. The 2005 case was a money grab. Both failed. And we're dealing with the after effects 15, 16 years later. I just want the truth to come out of who had him taken out, because he knew a whole lot, but he didn't say anything to anybody. People were wondering, why didn't he say nothing? Because they were watching his ass. They were watching what he was doing. They're monitoring his phone calls. All of that. And he had a lot of pressure on him to go high above everybody's means. And that caused him to have major weight loss and major health issues, physical, mental, and emotional. Like I said, if I had found this stuff out earlier, I would have wanted him to retire. Yes, he wanted to do this for the fans, but you think doing all that, touring and doing albums, is glamorous? It's not glamorous. You got a deadline to meet. You have people to pay back when you do these tours. It's not glamorous. So can we please stop with the MJ is alive bullshit? Please. This is not to harm or harass anyone. Good day.